Bright evening, everyone. I am Heaven Patrick Pierce Suico, and this evening I will be presenting my literary analysis about a story titled A Clean, Well Lighted Place by Ernest Hemingway. But before we begin with the actual analysis, let us first understand who's behind this story, which is Ernest Hemingway. Now, Ernest Hemingway was an American novelist, a short story writer, and a journalist known for his simple yet powerful writing style. He is one of the most influential writers of the 20th century, and he has won multiple awards such as Nobel Prize in Literature in 1954. His works often explore themes of love, loneliness, and human endurance. Now, Ernest Hemingway is known for his iceberg theory. Now, what is iceberg theory? Iceberg theory is Ernest Hemingway's writing style where he writes his story in a simple manner. The story on the surface is simple, but when you dig deep behind his story, it hides a deeper meaning. Now, what is the purpose of the story? Ernest Hemingway wanted to show how some people feel alone even when nothing seems wrong on the outside. In the story, the cafe becomes a safe place where a person can forget their worries for a moment because it is calm, it is bright, and it is peaceful. It helps us understand that not everyone feels the same in life. Some people feel secure and content, while others quietly carry a heavy burden which they cannot easily share. Through this, Hemingway reminds us that even simple places can bring comfort to those who are trying to cope up with the battles that they are facing or the struggles that they are facing. Now, let's have the summary of the story A Clean, Well Lighted Place. Now, the story takes place late at night in a Spanish cafe. Two waiters observe an old man who stays until closing time drinking brandy alone. One waiter is impatient and wants to go home, while the other, or the older waiter, understands the old man's loneliness. After the old man leaves, the older waiter reflects on the meaning of a clean, well-lighted place, which is a safe space that gives comfort to those who feel the nothingness inside, or to those who feel alone or lonely inside. The story ends with the older waiter walking into a bar knowing he won't sleep because of his own inner darkness. Now, let's have the character and characterization. Let's start first with the old man. Now, the old man is a person who carries a heavy sadness inside him. Even though he does not talk much, his actions show that he feels empty and alone. Because he is deaf, the world feels even more distant to him. He drinks often because it helps him to forget his pain for a while. He chooses the clean, bright cafe because the light makes him feel safe and less lost, even if it is just for a moment. Now, second is the younger waiter. Now, the younger waiter is someone who thinks mostly about himself and his own needs. He is in a hurry and wants to go home, so he becomes impatient with customers who take too long, just like the old man. To him, life is simple and he has a family and a stable routine, so he cannot see the deeper struggles of other people. And lastly, we have the older waiter. Now, the older waiter is more thoughtful and gentle. He pays attention to people's feelings and especially those who seem troubled. He understands the old man because he also feels a quiet sadness within him. He knows what it is like to fear the dark or to feel empty when everything around you is quiet. This is why he values a clean, well-lighted place because it gives comfort to those people who are trying to escape their own darkness. Now, the setting of the story happens late at night in a quiet Spanish cafe. The light, shadow, and silence creates a peaceful yet lonely atmosphere. The setting shows how the cafe becomes a safe space for people who fear darkness itself, not just literal darkness, but the darkness of their own thoughts and emotions. Next is the themes of the story, starting with loneliness and isolation. Now, the story shows how people can often feel alone even if they are surrounded by other people. Many characters hide their loneliness by following daily routines or staying in places that make them feel safe, like the clean and bright cafe. Their actions reveal that loneliness is often quiet and invisible, but it is very real. Now, second theme is the search for meaning. The cafe in the story represents a space where people try to escape the feeling that life has no purpose. The bright lights and calm atmosphere help them forget the nothingness, or what they so call as nada, that troubles their mind. It becomes a place where they can hold on to something that feels steady and meaningful. And third theme is compassion versus indifference. Now, the two waiters show the difference between understanding others and ignoring them. The older waiter is patient and kind because he knows what it feels like to suffer alone. The younger waiter is impatient and uninterested in anyone's feeling but his own. Their behavior highlights how people can either support others or they tend to overlook their pain. And last is human fragility. The old man's struggle, including his attempt to end his life, reminds us that people can be hurting deeply even if they don't show it. The story reveals how fragile human emotions can be and how easily someone can feel overwhelmed by their own thoughts. It encourages us, the readers, to look beyond what is visible and understand that many people carry their burdens silently. Now let us proceed to the plot structure of the story, A Clean, Well-Lighted Place, starting with exposition. Now, the story opens in a quiet cafe where two waiters observe an old man drinking alone. The late hour and silence build an atmosphere of loneliness. Next is the rising action. The younger waiter wants the old man to leave, but the older waiter tries to be patient with the old man. They discuss how the old man tried to commit suicide, and their conversation reveals their different views in life. And we have climax. Now the old man is forced to leave. The older waiter stays behind and admits that he also suffers from insomnia and a sense of nada, which is the feeling of having emptiness in life. Next, we have falling action. The older waiter walks to another bar but dislikes it because it lacks the dignity and the calm of a cafe. Resolution: he goes home unable to sleep, and he continuously whispers the word nada, accepting that people must find comfort whenever they can. Let us now proceed to the tone and mood of the story. The tone of the story is calm and gentle, almost like a quiet conversation where emotions are being felt rather than being spoken. It does not use strong or dramatic words, but instead it reflects a soft sadness, showing how loneliness often hides in silence and small moments. The tone makes us, the reader, pay attention to the stillness and unspoken feelings of the characters. For the mood created in the story feels empty yet peaceful at the same time. The late night setting with only a few people awake gives the scene of a soft but heavy feeling. It feels melancholic, but as it shows that as if everything is slowly fading. But at the same time, the light in the cafe offers a little comfort, making the mood a mix of quiet despair and a gentle calmness. For the literary devices that are being used, we have symbolism. It is the first literary devices that I have noticed. Now, the cafe in the story is more than just a place to drink, but it also symbolizes a safe space where people feel protected from the darkness of life. Its bright lights and clean setting represents comfort, dignity, and the hope that even in difficult times, there is a place where a person can feel less lonely. Second literary device is repetition. The story repeats the word nada, which means nothing or nothingness. This repetition shows how empty and purposeless life can feel for some characters. By hearing the word again and again, us, the readers, understand the deep spiritual emptiness that troubles them. Third is irony. Now, there is irony in the younger waiter's attitude. He believes he is healthy, normal, and in control of his life, yet he fails to see the emotional struggles of others. While he thinks that he understands life well, he is actually unaware of the deeper suffering around him. And then we have minimalism. Hemingway uses very simple and short dialogue. Even though the words appear plain, they carry a lot of hidden meaning. This just shows that his writing style is really about iceberg theory. Now, this minimalist style forces us, the readers, to look beyond what is spoken and notice the emotions and problems that the characters never directly say. And we have contrast. The younger and older waiters are shown as opposites to highlight different stages of life. The younger waiter is confident and impatient because he has not yet felt deep loneliness, while the older waiter, who has experienced more of life, understands the sadness and moves more slowly. This contrast helps reveal how age and experience shape a person's view of life or view of the world. And then we have moral of the story. Now, the story reminds us that many people struggle silently even if they appear fine on the outside. A calm, bright, and orderly place can give comfort and a sense of dignity to someone who feels lost or empty. It teaches us to be patient and be gentle with others because we never truly know the pain that they may be hiding. Now, a small act of understanding can make a big difference to someone who is hurting. Now, in conclusion, a clean, well-lighted place shows how loneliness and inner emptiness affect people in different ways. Through simple conversations and an ordinary setting, Hemingway reveals how important it is to have a space that brings peace and light into a dark moment. The story stays meaningful because it speaks to a universal human truth that even the smallest light can help someone face their inner struggles, and compassion can bring warmth to those who feel alone or lonely. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope that you have understand well about the analysis of A Clean, Well-Lighted Place by Ernest Hemingway. Have a good day, and I hope that God would guide you along the way.